Greetings everyone and welcome to my October Feng Shui Toolkit. Today we are going to do a Q&A and I'm going to be solo today because my assistant Alice is off enjoying her birthday. So we're going to just be just you and me today, okay? All right, so what are we going to be talking about? The Feng Shui Toolkit includes a holistic system that I've devised for you, and that includes person, space, time, and universe. And what that actually means is we're going to be talking about the feng shui of your space, which is the space. Your person is the astrology. Timing is the favorable timing with my proprietary system called the Time Blazer, which is an amazing system, as well as the Universal Gateway. So if you missed all of this week's offerings, just go back on YouTube and listen to those replays. But today I'm going to be answering your questions. So if you are new to me, hello. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Kathleen Horvath Zamansky. I'm a business feng shui master, astrologer, and the creator of the Time Blazer. And I would love for you to go ahead and like, share, and comment if you find this material helpful for you. And that is exactly what I am here to do, is to make you happy. So why don't we work together? If you've got questions, just put them in the comments below. I will get to them obviously next week, but let's get started with our first question. So our question, and this is a common one. Thanks, Kathleen, who this is a follower, and she is asking, what does it mean if the elements are colored or open or little colored? And this is from Antoinette in Amsterdam. Hi, Antoinette. Thank you for your question. So let's just use our sample chart here. And if you are interested yourself in getting the astrology, you can just go to freebusinessastrology.com, enter in your information. Please do not put your personal birth information in any social platform or public platform. Go ahead and enter it there where it's completely safe and secure. You can tell me about your animals and things like that, but please do not put your birth information into the chats. Okay, so her question is, and I'm making an assumption here. So when you're asking your questions, try to be as clear as you can. So I'm going to make an assumption. If I'm wrong, then go ahead and rephrase your question. We'll try to get it answered another way. So it could be looking at maybe one of these two little infographics below. So let me explain first the astrology chart. And again, we focus on business. So the year of birth is about your brand, your reputation. It is your networking efforts. How well is your marketing actually even working out for you? That's what the year of birth is about. Your day of birth is about your work, what you are best suited at doing. It is also about your character. Your day of birth is about you, your personal growth, your partnerships, and your hour of birth is about your legacy, your goals that you're trying to achieve in your lifetime, as well as your investments. I realize some of you may not know your hour of birth, but I just gave you 75% of the rest of your chart. So focus on what you can accomplish and not worry so much about what is tripping you up, because that can just take you down, truthfully. All right, so with your birth chart, which is based on the 5 elements, and the 5 elements, you can just look at this little infographic down below. It consists of, let's just start with the wealth element here, and it's going to be different depending on your birth information, but in this chart it's still the same no matter which element you start with, is water, wood, fire, earth, and metal. Those are the 5 elements. All right, now what this little infographic is explaining is what is the total yin and yang all together of all those 5 elements. And for some of you, you may find out that you have some of this part of the ring that is completely full, and then you may find that some of them have less information on there. And the one, truthfully, that freaks people out the most is the one that is, I don't have a wealth element there. You know what? There's a lot of wealthy people. There's truly a lot of wealthy people who have 0 wealth element that is depicted in their natal chart. So here's a couple of things that I want you to understand. So there's more than one way of making wealth. You were either divinely given to you when you were born, as in you have the wealth elements there, but even still, even if this is completely full and you don't know how to trigger your chart to make it behave the way you want it to, it can misbehave and give you the exact opposite. So there's a number of different ways in which you can access wealth. And that's saying that you have to look at other areas of your life to produce that wealth. So how can that be? So in this particular case, this person has very little wealth. And so, one of the things that we would look over here is this person better to be an entrepreneur? This is now dividing these elements into yin and yang of your total natal chart. Is this person better as an entrepreneur, or is this person better, if it was down below, to be an employee working for someone else? Now, some people might say, oh my gosh, I don't want to work for somebody else. Well, sometimes we have to do things that we don't want to do so that we can access the things that we have. And, yes, there is a lot of freedom, if you will, in being an entrepreneur, but you're going to actually be working way more than if you're working for someone else. Believe me, I know so many top entrepreneurs, small business owners, and they are working their tails off. Why? Because there's a lot of competition out there. There's a lot of other people that do the same thing that they do. Therefore, they're gonna be forced to be working many, many, many hours. So it's not about, oh, I have my freedom to do whatever I want. Well, yes, you do up into, a certain extent, but not to the point where, you're just sitting back. Now, there are a few that have set their businesses up that way, but most people that I know have their pulse on what's happening. Silent ownership is really not unless you're an investor. If you've got a business, you have to be in that business and working on your business to really make it pop. All right, so that is kind of one thing I want you to put your head around. Now, the second thing, based and moving a little bit forward on that, do you have good leadership skills? Do you have a lot of resources that is helping you to make more money? Do you have allies? Do you have people that are actually helping you? It's not, sometimes always what it's who that can help you get ahead in any field that you're trying to be successful at. And then what is it that you're creating? Your creation is actually quite important. Do you have your own IP, your intellectual property? I highly recommend, especially in these last few years where people have lost their livelihood because businesses have shut down. Well, this is your opportunity actually to really look at how what do you have that is so worthy that people would want to purchase. So what maybe your life experiences you can figure out. That's exactly how I got into Feng Shui, by the way. My own experience with working with a Feng Shui consultant, and it just popped my eyes open of like, oh my gosh, I can actually help a lot of people. Maybe I'll tell you that story sometime if anyone's interested. Tell me below if you want to hear my life story, and I'll tell it in one of the Q&As. Ask me anything. So anyway, what I want to say here is that, again, it's being strategic about your chart. So if there's something that's missing in your chart, there's a couple of ways that it's going to enter your chart, whether you like it or not, or want it or not, and that is through the annual energies is one. So we're in a yin metal ox year, and then we're going to be moving on to the water tiger in just a few months' time. So what potential does each one of your animals have? So, one thing you could do is go back and listen to some of my playlists from 2021, And I have two different playlists that can tell you exactly what your animals are going to be doing in this particular year. And I'll give you a little precursor. It was in Stimulate Your Business, I believe, that you can go into that playlist and hear 2021 and just some of the things you should be looking out for 2022. Reason being, it's a strategic plan for you to start planning and mapping out the life that you want versus letting the universe like whack. Here's something for you to deal with. Well, you can start planning ahead. Oh, this is going to be a difficult part of my life. Great. What's my strategy? So those are the things that I want you to start attuning yourself to so that you have better outcomes and you have less disturbances. Believe me, I don't care who you are. There are people, everyone is having, some issue somewhere in their life. Nobody, nirvana means you're kind of in heaven or you're, believe me, there are all things, that we have to deal with at some point in our life. Now, the second place I would like you to look is in what we call these destiny cycles. These are 10, these are books of 10 years, and I look at them as books of your life. So you can look through, you can either look in the past and see what has happened in the past and how that reflects up to your natal chart. So those are the two ways that you can see, and you can just look at the colors. You can see the key on the left-hand side here. What do those colors mean? Well, basically, you would start looking at these luck cycles and, when does water come in? It came in a little bit when this person was very young, so depending on more ancestry, like your parents and grandparents and things like that. And then we see water again showing up very late in life. So this person would probably be best served by using the annual energies. Every 12 years, there's going to be, a year of the rat, a year of the pig would be water. With that said, we also have, the top elements that show up. Like it's a yin metal year. So for this person, we could expect that they would have more creativity in 2021. So that's how you start looking at it. And then obviously, this is, just some free information for you to get a little bit of understanding about your chart. But if you want a full in-depth reading, obviously you'll have to contact my office for a personalized reading. All right, but with that said, there's many, many, many different ways in which you can tap into whatever you want to tap into in your life, whether it be wealth, whether it be your power, whether it be your resources, your networks, or your creation. That's how you start looking at, and truthfully, the younger you are, the more time you have to strategize. If you're later in your years, and I'm later in my years as well, I have less time to strategize about what I can do with my life. So it's very critical that I understand completely, fully, and take action now. So again, I want you to focus on what you can do versus getting so, oh my gosh, I can't do that. That's going to trip you up and that's going to have you miss opportunities. Stop doing that, okay? All right, so let's move on. Hopefully that answered your question, Antoinette. Let's move on to our next question. Okay, our next question is, what energy do you use to get unstuck or do things that seem hard to do but must get done? All right, so I'm going to answer this question in several different ways. Remember, this is a holistic system that I'm providing for you, person, space, time, and universe. We just talked about the astrology, so that's one tool. Let me show you a couple of other ones. So I would have you go to the annual Feng Shui. If you are stuck, and if you would like to get our free compass dial, and also the astrology, hopefully you saw it on the last slide. But basically, what is most helpful in 2021 is this sector right here, the Southwest. And you're going to need to have an accurate floor plan, and then you overlay these compass dials that I'm more than happy to give you. And then you find out the compass direction. There's instructions in the handouts that I would be sending you on how to take a compass direction, but really it's quite simple. You have to be in the center of your space, and what you do is you have a accurate floor plan. The more accurate your floor plan, the more accurate your results are going to be. And then what you do is you just pull up a a free compass dial, and most smartphones have them, and they just look like this. And then basically you do the infinity sign. You need to calibrate the compass, and then you just stand in the middle of your space, take that compass reading, boom, and then you superimpose that dial over your floor plan. Then you just take the information, and that's how it gets you to where you want to go. All right, so why this particular direction? This particular direction, you asked for, how do I get unstuck or do things that I don't want to do? Basically, this will help you get unstuck, is the dragon virtue of the year, which is located in the Southwest 3 sector, or the monkey direction. Hey, if you have a monkey in your chart, guess what? You connect with the annual Feng Shui. Lucky you. So this might be a way where, obstacles are surfacing. Get yourself over to the Southwest and help break up those obstacles. Now, truthfully, things might seem like they're getting worse before they get better, because you are shaking the energy up. But you need to look at that. Like, you need to look at, I don't want to repeat these patterns, so I do need to take some action. Don't be complacent and go, I can tolerate this, or, it'll be fine, it'll go away. Yeah, it might go away for a while, and then it will pile on bigger and bigger and bigger. That's what we're trying to help you avoid. All right, the next piece of advice that I would have for someone to unblock there, and this would be on that same URL, you can get this dial as well, is you need to get a lot of people that will help you. So start using the south sector of your space. The south sector is for helpful people. So if you need those helpers, start using this area. This is one of the best ways. Even if you say, my cash flow is down, or I'm having some financial problems, just activating this wealth sector is not solving the problem. The two solutions is using the Southwest 3, the monkey direction, and using the south direction, and it's the entire south direction, versus that one little pie shell of the Southwest. And let me just go back just so I can be very clear, because we want you only to use this sector here, not the one in red. The red is avoid, and this one is where I want you to use it, okay? All right, so that is solution number 1 and 2, is using the compass dials, so this one and this one, and then this will help you start unblocking and attracting better people to help solve your problems. Okay? All right, then the next thing that I would say is you might want to check out the Time Blazer. So, this particular month, and we're actually right here at the 22nd, and what I would do is I would use gingerly, I would use a destruction day, but I would also use a remove day. This will help you start getting unstuck and help you start, and I would say getting rid of things that no longer serve you. Again, making space is the way to help bring in new opportunities. But with that said, you could also, today is a fabulous day, depending on your time zone of where you're at. We're sort of midday here, and so you might not be able to get the exact time frame that I'm in, that you're in. It might already be tomorrow for you, so you might have missed the day. But that's the thing, when you know that these favorable timings are available to you, this is where you can plan out. So I'm willing to give you a 30-day free subscription to the Time Blazer as well. Just go to free 30timetrial.com. I'll put it in the comments below. And then you can get a free 30 days of this as well, so that you can start strategically planning out your life. And again, instead of just winging it, right? The last thing that I would say is, this is a very opportune question actually, is I'm having a very quick pop-up class that's happening this Monday, and it is absolutely there to help you kind of remove these past patterns and obstacles that keep recurring and recurring and recurring. So what I would encourage you to do is go to bit.ly/unlock12 and go ahead and sign up for that class. It's going to be an amazing way for you to start, one, becoming aware of the obstacles that you either keep attracting or keep not learning the lessons. When you're not learning the lessons, they become baggage. So we don't want to weigh ourselves down so much with baggage that we can't even operate anymore. It's a very reasonably priced class. I'm telling you, I'm doing this to help you as much as I can. Here's the very interesting vibration that we're experiencing right now. We are going through, in this particular month of October of 2021, is we've got a hexagram of the month that's called peel. So we're going to be peeling away and letting go and releasing forever. Now you may need a little bit of help from your friends here. So this is where we are going to do this in a group so that you can start helping yourself be aware of your past patterns, regrets, traumas, just things that you feel like, I can't get my finances in order. I keep attracting the same kind of person in my life. I keep, having this health issue that keeps, popping up over and over again. Again, stop tolerating, and you can do what you can do, but there is also some universal assistance out there that can really help you release these particular obstacles. So this to me is such a timely question, because it will really help you start to unlock and really rise up to the occasion of an incredible energy that's happening in 2022, which is the water tiger energy. And it's going to be just fast and full of opportunities. But if you're not ready for them because you still are bogged down with things that you haven't taken care of, then you're losing out on what I'm trying to say here. And that is that this is an amazing opportunity for you to do some inner work. Now, is inner work fun? No. I don't love doing it either, but I am here I know I have a lot to serve, and I have a lot to give. But if I continue to, because I'm not immune to making mistakes in my life and attracting the wrong things, but the more that I immerse myself in this incredible vibration, the more that it's going to open up opportunities for all of us. So I invite you to do this together with me on Monday, and I will be giving you 4 dates that are specific to help you unlock these energies. But the first step is going to start with the awareness of what it is that you could keep continuing to attract. And we're going to start with the last 12 years of your life, because this will well position us for 2022, when we are able to actually plot out 12 years in advance. It's a once in a lifetime, as in once in 180 years, that this type of vibration is going to return to us to take advantage of. Well, I don't think because of my age I'm going to be here in 180 years, maybe as a reincarnation of myself. And I hope that I will do well enough that I will come back as a much higher being than I am right now. And I am really sincere about the inner work is so important. So, and again, I'm working alongside with you. I just have the keys that can help unlock your destiny that you would like to craft. But the first piece of it is you have to let go. Okay? All right. When you let go, you make space. All right. Well, that's going to be a wrap for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate your following. Again, if you could like, share, and comment, I would really appreciate it. Go ahead and hit that bell if you want to make sure you you get all of our notifications. Have a lovely weekend. We'll be back here on Monday, and may good she follow wherever you may go. Blessings, my friends. Bye-bye.